DEGRASSI high. She had a baby when she was real young. Her best friend is a skinny chick. She knows an Asian born in Nick. Caitlin, she is very chic, but I'm still.
You're listening to the I'm in Love with the Girl My Spike, a DEGRASSI podcast. I'm your host, Mike Park, along with my co-host, Hannah Eagle.
Hello.
And Rick Johnson.
What are you drinking, Hannah?
Apple cider.
All right. Fall.
We are in episode 106, season 2, episode 9, Mirror in the Bathroom. Hannah, who sings Mirror in the Bathroom? What 80s band?
The
English
beat.
Yes.
Rhythm.
Yes.
The English beat.
What is another English beat song, Hannah?
We got the beat.
Yeah, great.
Here's a hint. Save it for
lunch.
Yes, you got it.
Put it in Tupperware. Save it for lunch.
Yeah.
Toby is trying to lose weight for a wrestling match, and he's gone overboard. Is that a good summary?
Yeah.
He's doing it for the jacket, right? He just wants the jacket.
He just wants
he's just doing it for the recognition.
Yeah, for the love of the game.
For Kendra? Did he want Kendra? He doesn't care.
It's all at the beginning of this episode, Hannah. What happens at the beginning of this episode?
They are doing the morning announcements, and they're like, Toby won 3rd place in like a computer fair.
Yeah, a coding competition.
Yeah. And everyone's like, and then they're like, Sean came in 3rd in a wrestling thing, and everyone's like cheering him on. And so Toby's, he just wants attention.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
That's lame, though. I feel like the priorities of young people are way off. My daughter wants to go to med school now, and she wants to go to private school. So the cost of the private school she wants to go to is $24,000 a year.
For high school?
Yeah. I'm like,
Whoa.
Heck no, not a chance. And then my mom said she would pay for this super expensive private school called Monterey Bay Academy.
That's $100,000 for 4 years of school.
Well, Monterey Bay Academy includes lodging, so that is at $53,700 a year.
Whoa! So your daughter wants to go to a $200,000 a year high school,
and my mom was still willing to do it.
$200,000 all in.
My mom said, "I'll do it."
Jesus!
And I said, "Not a chance."
It's like Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, how much does med school cost?
I don't know. My mom's take was that it would
$200,000.
I don't know. My mom said it's a good payoff because she'll have a good job. I said she's not even guaranteed to get in. So I get into med school.
Do you think your mom is pushing for it because you didn't become a doctor?
No, I think she just loves my daughter, her firstborn.
Sure.
Yeah.
Credits hit. We're back at DEGRASSI with Mrs. I always forget her name. Hatsalakos. Rick, take it from there.
Toby and JT are talking very loudly, but it's supposed to be a secret about how Toby's going to try out for wrestling. And JT's like, "You're crazy, brah. You should just take up snowboarding."
And he's not wrong.
Did you do wrestling when you were little?
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to Hannah.
Oh, I didn't hear the Hannah.
No, I am talking to you, Rick.
Yeah, he's talking to you.
No, I did gymnastics.
I can't picture you doing gymnastics, though. Were you balance beam? What were you?
Well, no, it was just like you stick the kids in the gymnastics. They tumble around. It wasn't like competition. You just stick them in there. They tumble around. I did the parallel bars or whatever.
Oh,
I was like a little kid.
We're in junior high right now.
I didn't do organized sports in junior high.
Fair enough. What's next? What's happening in DEGRASSI?
Terry's got a fancy phone that Spinner claims has GPS, but I don't believe has GPS. And Paige automatically thinks that Terry's a thief.
I know. Terry's rich and Paige can't stand it.
Why does she assume Terry, or not assume, is convinced that Terry's a thief?
Because Paige is probably a thief.
And she's like, Terry's poor. Terry and her dad are poor. And they are.
Does Terry still have cornrows here?
No, she's got like some weird 90s little braid in her hair.
Yeah, she downgraded from the full cornrows.
Yeah, this is way better looking. Okay, I'm looking at her now.
I just want to know why Paige gives a shit if Terry was shoplifting. Like,
she's a good citizen?
No. She's like, anyone who has something I don't is an enemy.
Okay, that's...
But also, how is Paige convinced that Terry shoplifted that phone? It's got service. It's very confusing to me, this whole situation.
I think back then phones were still kind of confusing.
Yeah.
What was your first phone, Rick? Did we talk about this? I feel like we talked about this.
It wasn't a Nokia, but it was like a Nokia-esque. It was like probably like a Datsun or got like some. Like I went from pager to phone, and like whatever the cheapest phone after pagers. Mike, what was your first phone?
It was not a flip phone. It was just like a Sprint. It was with Sprint. It was just a black Sprint phone.
Yeah, it's probably the same. Did you have a case, like a leather case?
No. No, but I remember riding the drop zone at Great American Amusement Park and like calling my friend on it, and I thought it was the coolest thing.
Yeah, I used to do that. I used to take cell phone calls when I was on a ski lift. I'd be like, "Guess where I'm at?" And then I would be like, "Oh." Later in life, I'm like, "That was real lame." Should not have answered that telephone on the ski lift.
I like that though. I like that. We are what's going on? Hazel and Paige are talking, and is there a boy bullying them?
Spinner finds Terry's ad campaign on like one of those bus stop things.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right. Spinner does.
More GRRRRRL.
Yeah.
And what are they making fun of her for the big and large?
They're not. They think it's cool, but that one Mohammed thinks it's not cool.
Is he ever in another episode?
Not off the top of my head. He probably is, though.
Okay. So what does he say to Terry?
He says, like, what did they use, a wide-angle lens or something?
That's like, not cool.
I know.
I just love how quickly that ad campaign came out. Like, she got paid, and then all of a sudden, she's on every bus stop.
I know.
So quick.
I also love that
strike.
Later on, she's like, "You're on a national ad campaign," and Terry's like, "It wasn't national when I agreed to it," and I'm like, "Wow, so there's something shady going on there."
Yeah, you think she got paid $50?
It seems like it.
$500. She got paid $500. That
they were like, "Just sign at the bottom of the sheet."
Yeah. So this episode.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say this episode I'm not that into, but one of my favorite things happens in this episode that's happened in season 2, and it is when JT and Toby are talking, and then Ashley walks up, and JT looks at Ashley and gets scared.
He's like,
"Ugh." From her appearance.
Yeah. I do love that part.
When Toby is wrestling Sean, he's like the farthest thing you would associate a wrestler as he tries to wrestle Sean. Would you say very uncomfortable looking as a wrestler?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. The kid that he wanted to wrestle is equally as uncomfortable looking. Would you agree?
I can't remember who was the kid. Why did he end up wrestling Sean?
Because he's chunky.
Yeah.
He's in a different weight class. I want to know in that wrestling scene. I want to know the backstory of that kid with the giant afro in the background. Did anyone see that kid?
I'm going to try to find him.
It's not hard to find. You can't miss him. The afro is insanely large.
Is he wrestling?
No, he's just in the background. Nope. Just when Sean and Toby start wrestling.
Okay. Oh, I see him.
He's in the background.
I see him.
That's insane, right? Like,
he's like a light-skinned black guy or maybe even a white guy with an afro.
Yeah, I love it. Like, if I didn't know better, I'd be like, that's a wig. You know, like, but probably that kid's hair.
Do you remember when Dan Podass had an afro?
Yeah, it freaked me out. His afro freaked me out. I don't know. It was so big.
Do you know who Dan Podass is, Hannah?
No.
Okay, he's just a friend of ours. He's a musician from St. Louis who now lives in Santa Cruz. He's a really, really kind gentleman. He's in a band with Rick called Sharkanoid.
He's also in Jeff Rosenstock's band. He's the guy that we've never seen Jeff live, right?
Maybe once, but I don't think so.
There's a guy that plays all the instruments. He's that guy.
Damn, that's crazy.
He looks like Buddy Holly-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it's a good look.
I think so. It is a good look.
Not when he had that afro and didn't wear his glasses.
But the afro was funny though. I love because he has a driver's license with the afro.
Oh, he does.
It's very good.
I'll
ask him about
text him and get it.
Yeah, please do. So they're looking up wrestling stuff on the internet, and they're coming up with like professional wrestling stuff. What's going on there, Rick?
Do you think that was supposed to be a Bam Bam Bigelow-esque type wrestler?
No, not even. Bam Bam Bigelow didn't wear a mask.
Wow.
The only similarities was they're both white.
In fat.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
What weight category is Toby trying to get to, Hannah?
He's trying to get into the. He's like at 54 kilograms, and he's in the 53 to 57, I think, and he wants to get to 52.
Yeah,
but I don't know how that kilogram thing works. I was like, how many pounds is that?
I think
200.
Yeah, 200 pounds. It's probably 1 or 2 pounds.
Do you like the training montage of running in a plastic bag?
I wanted it to be more Rocky.
I think they were trying to make it more Rocky.
They should have had him like trying to lift a log or something. That would have been
but that's Rocky 4 though.
Yeah, that's fine. That's the best Rocky.
I also like that he's like, I only lost 1 pound. It's been 3 days, and I'm like, that's a lot of weight to lose in 3 days.
Yeah. Mike, you may have seen this. Hannah, there's no way. There was like a made-for-TV movie, a bunch of made-for-TV movies made for HBO, and one of them was like about steroids, and the star was Ben Affleck, and he was like taking steroids, and it's like
I never saw
basically this. And then there was another one that dealt with bulimia, which had Calista Flockhart in it.
Of course.
So it was like hard flashbacks.
Naturally.
I missed both of those, Rick. I'm sorry.
Yeah. They sound good.
I'll try to. I watched this Ben Affleck one today. It's pretty good. The Calista Flockhart one, I just remember she was puking in bottles and keeping them in her room, and her mom walked in, found him. Was like,
I love that. I wish that Toby had done that in this episode.
Yeah.
Do you think Jake Goldstein was stoked that he had to do so many shirtless scenes? in this episode?
I don't know. He had a pretty hard nip situation. In
Yeah,
this
those nips
episode.
were weird. Too soft and too hard at the same time.
Yeah.
And so pink.
Laxatives. Has anyone taken laxatives?
No.
I used to have to
Hannah?
take Miralax.
What is that?
Miralax is like, it's tea that you drink that just makes you shit. Because as a kid, I hated shitting. So my parents thought I had a digestive problem. But really it was just a mental problem.
So what would you do? Just try not to go number 2?
Yeah, because I would go and it would hurt. And then I'd be like, whew, thank God I don't have to do that ever again. And then like a week would go by and...
Whoa.
A week?
Not a week. Probably like 3 days still. No, not good news.
So you had the opposite problem Toby was having.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Toby wants to shit his brains out. Seems like.
How often do you go now? Like as an adult?
I
Do you
try
go
to
daily?
make myself go daily, but if I forget, I just won't go. It's like
Forget? How do you forget? Don't you have to just go? Oh no, I gotta go.
You got too much. You got too much stuff going on, probably, right?
I'm too busy to shit every day.
Rick, do you times a day?
Depends on the situation, but possibly.
Oh yeah, I mean I say at least minimum twice a day for me.
I know everyone I know says that. They're like, well, I go like 3 times. I knew a girl once who said she went 6 times a day.
I can see that.
That's awesome.
You haven't hung out with the same people I've hung out with. I've had Mark Glick, or Mike and I's friends, Mark Glick, to shit like 10 times a day.
Lucky.
I would imagine.
And was he really relaxed?
No, he's just like hate shitting the whole time, probably.
Oh wow, okay.
I don't mind it. I just don't like I'll be on a walk, and if I have to go and I'm really far away, I'm like, uh-oh. I have a hard time holding it for a long time, especially if I'm walking.
Oh yeah, well yeah, it loosens it all up.
So that's why as an adult, I've shit my pants quite a number of times.
Whoa. When's the last time when's the last time you shit your pants?
Definitely at least once this year. Definitely.
What?
Yeah, it sucked.
Whoa.
So it's just like
Wow.
I try hard to make it home, and if I don't make it, I just
let it go.
Well,
is it like
it's gonna run down your legs too? So I don't want to make.
So
a mess
this
walking
is
in the house.
This is like loose stool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I farted yesterday and thought I might have shit my pants, but I lucked out.
In my household, that's called a poop emergency.
Sharded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever heard the saying, here I sit now broken-hearted, came to shit and only farted?
Yeah.
Do you think it's weird that the laxatives are right next to those weird Gatorade
Yes.
bars?
And I just love that JT's like, I ate so many of these laxative once. And he's like, I shit my pants.
Why is Toby so aggro against the black kid wrestling? He's like,
He just knows he can kick his ass.
Yeah, it's the only he knows he can't win against Sean. He knows he can beat down that other nerd.
Which is so shitty.
Such a sparkle in his eye when he wins.
Yeah. He's too happy about that.
Okay.
When he takes those laxatives and gets on the mat, did anyone think he was going to shit his pants?
Yes.
It did.
100%. And he should have.
Yeah. And also, Osborne is a terrible coach. There's how much time do you think has gone by? It was 3 days, right? We'll say 3 days. And Osborne weighs Toby up and is like, all right, you lost some weight. He lost 3 kilos or whatever. That seems dangerous. The Osborne should have been like, nah, dude, you're cutting. There's no way that Toby, the non-wrestler, knows.
It's like 25 pounds.
Yeah.
I think it's a tough job for him because he's the wrestling coach, basketball coach, tennis coach, swimming coach, soccer coach. He's the coach for every sport.
So you're saying he just doesn't care?
Well, he's over. His brain is on overload.
I also am like, whoever heard of I was like, so is this tryout 2 weeks long? Like he goes to the first tryout and then there's another tryout? I don't understand.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. But it seemed like 3 days. Like in the canon, it had to have been 3 days, you know?
Yeah.
Do you like when he takes, like, the girl in the wheelchair takes his picture and he, like, does a hulkish pose?
I was so uncomfortable. But I loved it.
What did he say to Kendra? He's like, stand by me. Let's take a photo or something.
He's like, come look like you're in awe of me.
Yeah, hold on to my arm. He was trying to recreate that wrestling guy's photo.
Bam Bam Bigelow, you talking about?
Yeah.
Who's Bam Bam Bigelow, Hannah?
He's a talking chipmunk from cartoons.
What do you think he looks like?
Is he a wrestler?
Yeah.
I think he's got like a a loincloth and and a bone going through his nose.
No.
So he's probably like 380 pounds. He has like flames tattooed on his head.
Yeah.
Bald, and he's dead.
You wore like a flame suit, right? Like
he wore a flame suit.
I only know like 5 wrestlers. He's one of them.
I think you know more than 5. Name them.
Hulk Hogan.
That's 2.
Okay, I know more than 5. But
let's go.
Yeah.
Go.
Andre the Giant.
Yep.
Ultimate Warrior.
Yep.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
Okay, that's good enough. Hannah, take over from there.
John Cena.
John Cena, yes.
The Rock.
Yes.
That girl Paige from that movie Fighting with My Family, based on a real girl.
Heck yeah. All right.
Trish Stratus.
Yes, probably.
We met her, remember?
Yes, that's right. You met her mostly. We watched you meet her.
I should have stole that John Candy mug when I had the chance.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking regret it.
Believe that. Yeah. You're weak-minded. What were they going to do? Put you in jail? You're so scared.
That woman that was bullying the mugs really freaked me out.
She was just bummed that she would have to be there.
Yeah, that's true.
Hannah?
Yes. Yeah.
Let's talk about Terry's ad. What are your thoughts?
I thought you were going to say ass for a second. Let's talk about Terry's ass.
The ad. What do you think? Is it a flattering ad?
It's a great ad. It's like I don't think of a plus size modeling ad to be taking out spots on bus stops.
It didn't seem like a plus size modeling ad, though. You know what I mean?
So she's the girl for the girl thing. She's that girl.
More girl.
She's the more girl.
Is that a real thing?
I think it's real in her world.
Oh.
I love lunch when Toby's looking at all the junk food and it just keeps going from tray to tray. It's like pizza, spaghetti, and then just the apple.
Yeah.
He's starting to lose consciousness.
Yeah. I love Ashley just like coming in just like hot, like she's floating like she's on like a skateboard. She like rolls in like a vampire, like.
Mm-hmm. Also, it's been 2 days, and she's like, "You have an eating disorder," and it's like, no, I mean, I haven't eaten my favorite chocolate muffin that you said for 3 days, and she's like, "He's got an eating disorder," but he kind of really does. He like is like blacking out at lunch.
Well, that sloppy Joe looks like, or that chili cheeseburger looks like crap. There's a girl also behind him in line waiting for food. She looks so upset.
Ashley's hair, she looks like Gozer from Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Gozer from
good
Ghostbusters?
Reference.
She's
the androgynous demigod.
The end boss.
Zool. It's like both the same thing.
Okay.
The woman at the end. No.
Who's like, choose your god.
I can't picture
Ray
that.
thinks of Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah. What did you do, Ray?
What? What? So Toby's anorexic now, so he's throwing up.
Well, he's anorexic
bulimic.
and
bulimic. Sorry, bulimic.
He's both. He's both.
It's not binging and purging, but he's like starving himself and then eating a bunch, and then that's binging and purging.
He binged and purged. He ate that whatever his signature meal that Rhonda or whatever her name gave him, and then he threw up with the
Rhonda sauce.
Yeah.
How was
her name Rhonda?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, I just think it's weird that he has all those laxatives, but he chose to throw up that burger instead of just shit it out.
I'm telling you, if you watch the Callista Flockhart made-for-TV movie, I think everything will be
explained.
Yeah, I think you gotta. I'll send it to the group. It's pretty bonkers.
I still have to watch that Helen Hunt thing, and I think about it like once a week.
Hannah, were you ever like anorexic, bulimic? Did you ever go through your phase? What about Cutter? Were you ever a Cutter?
Cutter, no. I think everyone has a period in high school where they're like so emotional that they're like, that could be me. And then I tried it and I was like, no, you know what? That hurt.
Oh, whoa. You tried the cutting.
I mean, I think if I had tried it and been like, that something clicked. But I was just like, ow.
Do they ever do a cutting episode on DEGRASSI?
Yeah.
All right, I'm stoked.
Of course. Yeah. You name it, they did it.
Stoked. Okay, so Toby is fading hard. Did Toby look like Milhouse?
A little bit.
Yeah, he's very Milhouse, and I guess JT, I think they were going for a Barton Milhouse vibe.
I love every time they pan over to JT on this episode, they switch the lens of the fisheye lens, and it's just like, whoa.
And Toby is struggling in his DEGRASSI windbreaker.
He really, truly, though, by the end of the episode, like, I was looking, there's a point where there's, like, a weird angle on him when I'm jumping ahead. But he's, like, sitting on the bench.
Not jumping that far ahead.
Yeah, he's, like, waiting to wrestle, and I was like, yeah, he does look like he's, like, toned. Because at the beginning, he's standing in front of his mirror with a giant belly. Which he probably was pushing out, I guess. But at the end, it really does look like he got, like, little pecs.
You want me to call Jay Goldsby right now and see if
he made weight for that episode?
What is Spinner and Terry discussing at the bus stop, Rick?
Well, Spinner is like, Terry, people think you being a plus size model is cool, you know.
Terry,
like, women are plus size sometimes. You're cool. Screw Muhammad.
I know. Someone had to have that talk with her. She's been chewing on that bone for 2 seasons.
I think she looks great.
She does.
This episode. I mean, maybe that's just because the cornrows the last episode was so bad.
I wish he had been like, Terry, I liked you. You got drunk at homecoming. That's why I didn't date you.
That's right. Holy moly.
I mean, I still feel like Spinner is trying to go for it.
He should, but I don't think he will.
No.
Okay, Toby and JT in the locker room. What is JT saying to Toby, Hannah?
JT says, I talked to your sister. You were throwing up. And he's like, that was Sheila's sauce. And he's like, no, it wasn't. And I think he's just like, get out of my way, I've got to wrestle. And he says, don't wrestle. He keeps yelling, don't wrestle.
So Toby's watching the match and everything is blurring around them, and here he goes. He's going to wrestle.
Yeah.
He does pretty good, like the first 10 seconds.
I wish he had shit his pants.
Yeah. How is Osborne the ref? How is that fair that the coach of the other school's team is the ref for this?
That's just the way. Not a lot of budget is small for the athletic program.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
But so Toby has fainted. He has passed out. Ashley and JT come running in concern. You see Kendra sitting on the bleachers, kind of concerned, but she didn't run out too, which is kind of disappointing. And now it cuts to the trio of Hazel, Paige, Terry. What's happening here, Hannah?
They are walking to class, and Terry's showing off her Polaroids of her test shoot for More Girl. And then Muhammad's like working at the ice cream stand, which I was like, why is there an ice cream stand there?
Yeah, why is there? Is he not in high school? Is he like? Is he supposed to be going to school, or?
It seemed like it was on school property.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they're just after school. Muhammad had to detail it to that ice cream gig.
Yeah. And then she says, I made $500 today. In shady off the books photography. How much did you make, ice cream boy? And then they all high five.
She got him. She got him. I like it. I like it. Have you ever modeled, Hannah?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, really?
Let's put it on our socials. I did a modeling gig for a bicycle magazine. I will post it on our socials, but I'll wait for Rick's.
Should I take a picture?
I'll have to find it. I'll have to go to my parents' house and scan it though. So,
is it for skiing?
Yeah.
How much did you get paid?
It wasn't that much. It was like $100. It was for like a local shop.
Interesting.
Sounds lame.
Yeah. Well, you know,
I'll take a
90s.
modeling picture of myself.
Can you just wear that scream mask?
Yeah.
Rick, Hannah just celebrated Britt's birthday.
I did.
Stop.
We went
Britt
for a hike.
is 25, 27?
Yeah, 21. No, she's 29.
29.
She's getting too old. You gotta dump her.
I know. Soon. Oh, soon, my friend.
Have you ever had a blowout fight with Britt?
No.
Okay.
We're quiet.
Okay. All right.
I just have my blowout fights with you.
Rick, how does this episode end?
I can't remember. Is it just after the Terry, Paige, and Hazel thing?
No,
yes.
It's JT and Toby.
Yeah.
Are they just like looking concerned?
Yeah, and he's like, now I guess I'm back to being invisible. And JT's like,
that's right.
hardly. Now you're the kid who was shitting every day.
Kendra was very concerned.
Worried. Like, that's not a good type of attention.
Yeah, like, so everybody in school's talking about him. I feel like Toby is like, yeah. After he hears about that, I'm like, dude, no.
Freeze frame on Toby. Episode is over. We'll talk next week.
That's right.
All right. Next week is a good one. Jamaica. I think it's Jamaica. No, it's not. Jamaica's next week?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
No! Okay. I'll talk to you guys next week. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.